Salí. I'm waiting until you're there.
Hijo de su, son bastantes.
Good morning, hello. Good morning, comadrita Linda. Waiting for Angie, she's doing something. Pues then, here. It's ready, and if you want to take that good morning off, you can. Let me share it on mine. I'm just going to be the sidekick. Yo no me voy a mirar. I don't have to. I'm cool with it. So if you want to take that good morning off, you can. Let me
No, that's fine.
Is it fine? You want it there? That's fine.
Buenos días. Keep talking.
Hey there, guys. I don't know if you guys saw Angie's show this morning. Hola, guys. If you guys did not see her morning show, I was telling her, I just finally saw your show, todo completo. I saw her morning show, me gustó. She's got an interesting example on what she was talking about, guys. She had a very, very interesting example. I liked her show. It was good. I think it's too high, Angie. I think it's too high. Maybe there, así para que se mire bien. I thought she had a great example, guys. Let me fix it for all messages. Let me fix it for her. Se le está cayendo. What the hell, Angie? All right, I think we fixed it for all messages. And there it is. Se está cayendo. I don't know why. No sé por qué se le estaba cayendo. But I'm going to share it. Thank you for sharing it, comadrita Linda. I'm going to share it también. Let me first find it because that was on her page. There it is, live. I'm sharing it. I just shared your video, Angie. Ya te lo compuse. It was too high.
Oh. Buenos días, raza. ¿Cómo están? Estamos disfrutando el día aquí afuera. Yo y Ofelia tomando café. Quiero que sepan que le tuve que hablar. Le tuve que hablar porque mi camioneta anoche tuve que manejarla para acá sin luces. Y dije yo, pues, ¿qué está pasando? Entonces, pues, como ya saben que uno le hace a todo, pues le pregunté al primo de Ofelia a YouTube, hey, ¿dónde están los fuses de una Ford F-150? Y no, ahí pusieron un mecánico que me enseñó dónde estaban los fuses y a cuáles eran.
Guys, the tap is working. I just tapped on it. I am like number 4.
Pero todavía le puse el fuse de 30 y todavía no quieren prender las luces. ¿Por qué? Porque como se quedaron prendidas toda la noche, no tiene batería la
We have
camioneta.
12 people here. The tap is working. Check it out, guys. You guys can see it's working. Tap. It's working, guys. Tap.
Y le digo a Ofelia, está bonito el día, está nublado. Bueno, no está nublado, está overcast. So, se siente bien, no, se siente caliente, pero no está tanto como que no te puedes sentar en un porch a disfrutar el
It does
día.
look overcast. It's a nice
It's an
day.
overcast, nice day here in South
gloomy.
Texas.
It looks gloomy.
Pero no estamos seguras de que vaya a llover. No creo que vaya a llover.
Those moscas are really upsetting me. Like,
Ay, no, esas nomás huelen café o algo y quieren estar interesadas en qué es lo que está pasando en la taza.
My glasses.
Where are they?
No, that's fine. I dropped them over here. They're right.
They're behind you.
Yeah, they're there.
So, no sé por qué cada rato se está cayendo ese cuerno de allá de arriba.
So, what did you think about the game we were playing this morning? Wasn't that
Oh, I
cool?
loved it. I loved it.
Well,
I
it wasn't
was
really a
watching
game.
the
We started
show.
reminiscing. We were reminiscing.
I was watching it, yo lo estaba viendo y yo estaba diciendo, hey, yo me acuerdo cuando mi papá nos llevaba al drive-in y lo primero que hacíamos era a bajarnos de la camioneta y irnos corriendo para el frente de la big screen y ahí estaban los columpios. So, eso es lo que nos estábamos viendo las películas mexicanas porque es lo que enseñaban en esos años, por eso a mi papá le gustaba ir. A él le gustaba, yo me acuerdo que en los viernes todos los viernes era la película mexicana. Y él se acostaba de panza enfrente de la TV y nosotros enseguida de él.
Wait, but were you talking about the TV or were you talking about the drive-in, bitch?
I already said that he took us and the first thing we did was go to the swings.
Okay, so then now you're talking about the TV.
Yeah.
Okay.
Friday nights were our front of the TV with our dad nights.
Oh, okay.
And those nights were real special, my mom. Because if my dad said, traigo un filito, my mom would take that box of cream of wheat out and make a big old pot of cream of wheat. And then she would put the Nesquik out. And it was strawberry or chocolate. And the butter. I remember putting chocolate in mine when I was little. Now I just eat the cream of wheat with butter, but I remember that. Do you remember it, Ophelia?
The tole del negrito?
Yeah.
Oh, I loved it. I
Yeah.
haven't had a tole del negrito in a long time. That's what we call it, guys. Not trying to be racist, but everybody knows the cream of wheat was.
But
a
do
tole
you
del
know
negrito.
that they were so concerned about that it was racism? They took
him off.
They took him
Aunt
off.
Jemima-
They took Aunt Jemima off. They took
Uncle
him
Ben.
off. They took Uncle Ben off. People are getting mad with that because it's part of our growing up, and now they're bringing it back. Why do you bring things back when they're a symbol of people's growing up? It doesn't mean that you're being racist. It means that you're proud of that product that was made during times when it was necessary. A lot of people look down at Southern food, but Southern food was food that was made out of leftover stuff, and now those parts of the beef are like super expensive. They didn't used to be. You used to be able to buy beef cheeks for $1.98 a pound. Now they're like $5.98 a pound. You used to be able to buy beef tongue for like how much, Ophelia? Like $1.99 a pound.
$1.99 for lengua. How much is it now? $8.99
So
or more.
one tongue was like the max was like $8. Now they're like $25 and $30. It's like, and you don't even want to talk about like brisket and stuff like that because it's expensive to buy that now. But it didn't used to be, and Southern people used to do the best oxtails. In Texas City, in Lamarck, there was a restaurant that I used to love to go and get oxtails because it was always smothered oxtails, white gravy, on top of white rice, and you had the candied yams and the greens, and it was an awesome plate to eat. And I bet you right now you can't eat that plate for less than $50. We used to pay like $4 or $5 for it. But now oxtails are like $7.99 a pound, and it's expensive to eat those type of beef cuts now when it didn't used to be.
Look at what my comadre says. They used to be the worst part of the animal, the tongue, and now
The tongue, the oxtail, the ears, the beef cheeks. Those were parts of the animal that people would look down at. Like, I don't want that. But do you all know that if you make a good tongue the right way? Huh?
Good afternoon.
Oh, hi everybody. Good afternoon. It is after 1, I think. It's almost after 1.
It's already just after 1.
But we laugh at people, and I kind of do pick up my nose when I go to a restaurant and ask for barbacoa or for lengua, and I get something that tastes like laurel, bay leaves. We do not cook beef cheeks or tongue with bay leaves. Why? Because as Hispanics, when we like to eat the taco, the sauce makes the taco. And that hot sauce is the only condiment that you're going to put on this meat. besides maybe salt. But when cooking a tongue, I just rinse it and throw it in the crock pot for 12 hours on high. And in the morning, then we peel it. And the tongue is the best meat. It's really soft. It doesn't have fat. And it's really good.
Tongue and cachetes are really
And
good.
beef cheeks are greasy, but if you use other types of meat to make barbacoa, then you're wrong. Barbacoa is made with beef cheeks, even if they're greasy. That's what makes that taco. But as far as bay leaves in the barbacoa, no. Maybe some parts of Mexico, but not us.
Okay, I'm gonna say something. Somebody wants us to talk about Antonio Banderas. Let's talk about
I'm sorry, Ophelia's favorite person to talk about, but I don't like the man.
No, I'm not. He's not my favorite person.
I kind of saw his movies, the Zorro,
That's all we saw.
and I didn't ever like the way he acted, so I don't really understand how people put him in that position. It's kind of like J-Lo. Um, I didn't think that she was that good, so it's like that's me. Maybe because my type of music is always gonna be norteño, and it has to have accordion music, and her music is not fit that style of music. So country music is another kind of
In
music that I
Minnesota,
listen
the
to.
butchers would throw away the head of a cow until the Mexicans started asking for it, and now they sell them. Que chingones me salieron los
Yeah.
putos.
Yeah.
Of course, now they sell them. They used to throw them away. Ahora quieren el dinero los perros.
Ophelia likes to stop when we're in Harlingen. She likes to stop at the Michoacana because at the Michoacana stores they have the delis, and the deli cooks ears, pig ears, and how much are they a pound? Like $8?
I think they're more. Probably $8.99 a pound.
$8.99 cooked, and if you're gonna go through that trouble, it's probably better to just buy it cooked. Because it has to boil a long time for you to be able to enjoy it. But hey, as long as it's done right. But yeah, you're right. I remember my mom used to buy oxtails for a complete oxtail for less than $5 because my mom used to run the restaurant, so she would order the boxes. And a complete oxtail would be less than $5. Now they want, I think, $6 or $7.99 a pound, and oxtails have a lot of fat. So there's not like that much meat that you're gonna get off of it. But the reason that you cook those in the soup is because the stock has this really rich flavor from the beef that comes from the bones in the oxtails. As far as the meat, you can't eat it until it falls off the bone. But yeah, those are the best cuts, and I don't care who says that ribeye is the best cut. Not for me. And don't give me the part of the brisket that doesn't have the fat because it ain't gonna work for me. I was telling my daughter I like the fact that HEB now cuts it in fourths, the briskets. One, because they're too expensive now to buy a whole brisket unless you're making a big ass party. Two, not everybody's gonna get that tip of the brisket that doesn't have fat because that is dry meat. I don't understand how people can eat that type of meat without soaking it in something. And of course, most people will probably soak it in A1 steak sauce, which I don't like. It's like I'd rather have a fat on my taco. I like to go to the Texas Tejano Grill in Harlingen and just order a brisket taco. And I always tell them, give me the fat side of the brisket, please.
Angie, go on StreamYard, and if you want to talk food, I will join the forum. I know food, yeah, but she's not on StreamYard.
I don't have none of that. I was telling Ophelia that I don't even want to get the internet, and they have internet here.
Look at what
Frontier
actually-
wants to sell you
Actually,
internet.
a brisket cut in fours, Angie, is called a London broil. A cut of beef, Gina. London Bridge is falling down, falling down, falling down.
I used to watch Julia Childs, and I used to watch this other old lady that was from England. And
Emerald Lagasse. You used to watch Emerald
Emerald
Lagasse.
Lagasse was my favorite. Ese ya se puso bien panzón el carancho. But yeah, he was my favorite. Ooh, watch out, the popo's here. Passing by, passing by. We're watching the cars that are passing by.
There's got to be some sort of fat on the meat. You're right, comadre, because else is going to be so
It's so
dry.
gonna be so dry. The other day that my cousins came and Ofelia did those cueritos with patitas, I told Ofelia, you know what, Ofelia, that would make the best.
Okay, somebody's saying, I was shopping in Irving, Texas when my son was about 10 at a Mexican grocery store. They offered pork heads for tamales and Benjamin begged me to buy one. Okay, did you buy it? Did you cook it?
Did
Was
you cook
good?
it?
Did you make tamales? Or did you just debone the meat? Because if you boil the head and just debone it, you can cook a whole bunch of stuff with that pork.
Tacos or anything.
It's just pulled pork. That's all
But
it
you
is.
want to know that the pork head is actually used to make cheese, hog head cheese. And you use all the parts from the pork head
And
once
if
you
there's no
boil it,
fat,
and you
nothing,
use
bake
the
it.
spices,
Ooh.
right? But to make that kind of a loaf,
You can eat the tongue, eyes, and head meat, Cindy. Same with a goat's
you
head.
cut it all up
Wow.
and you put it in a loaf, and then it will gel up, and you slice it for crackers or bread, and it's called hog head cheese. But I wouldn't put the cloves. To me, that's a festive kind of flavor, and I would not use it with the cloves. But Ofelia had used a flavoring. Well, she used real chiles, like what were the chiles called?
Head cheese is snout.
Ciba chiles and stuff like that.
Yeah, Angie, weren't you talking about the gelatinized?
Yeah, it gelatinizes, and I was telling Ofelia, man, this stuff would be great for head hog cheese if we would have used ears.
She calls it snout. It says head cheese is snout. Isn't it?
Everything goes in there. Every part of the head except for the brain. Everything that you're cooking, the tongue, the snout, the cheek, the eyes, and you just smash it into a little bit of the liquid that it boiled in, not a lot, but then you put it in a loaf pan and you put it in your refrigerator so that it can gelatinize, and then you slice it like sandwich meat. You can actually eat it in sandwiches. But yeah, those were cuts of meat that people didn't like. So Southern people used them. I'm covering my coffee,
I'm
man.
not drinking my coffee anymore, so I'm hitting, guys. Yo estoy aquí, miren, con la taza.
Ofelia slapping
Slapping
the cup.
No, I'm slapping.
covering my
I'm
cup.
slapping the flies in there. That's what I'm doing.
I'm not slapping no. This is expensive coffee. I'm not gonna slap no flies in
Pig
there. I'm
brains are
covering-
sold to eat in Asian cuisine. The pig brain is small, believe it or not. It's still good. I have it.
Do you know that I have been in a 5-star restaurant in Monterrey and ordered a goat head? I will eat a goat head versus eating the meat of the goat. Why? Because it's only the tongue, the eyes, and the brains. And you make brain tacos. But goat and pig brains, I like more than beef head brains, because I think that the beef head brains are lumpy to me. The goat and the pig brains are smoother, like creamier. But I have, and those are the things that I like to eat. Like I'll eat the eyes when Ofelia boils the head for tamales, because Ofelia does use the beef head for tamales.
The beef head.
The pork head and the patas.
Yeah. But I don't do the eyes. I don't like beef eyes or pork eyes. I don't.
I'll eat them.
I'll pass on the eyes.
I won't eat fish.
Llevo 3 moscas.
I won't eat fish, but I'll eat those.
Yeah, we don't eat fish. No seafood. And we went to go eat at this restaurant at the island on Saturday. And I thought it would smell like fish, and it did not.
No, because
It did not smell like fish.
even some good quality Chinese restaurants, they'll rather put the vents going out so that their patrons will not have a fish scent all over their tables, all over the place. People like to enjoy what they're seeing and what they're smelling, not other
Angie,
people's
somebody's
fishes.
asking a question. What is cabrito?
Cabrito is when they put the poker, the whole body of
But
the
isn't
goat.
it a little goat? It's a little goat.
It's a goat probably under 8 weeks or about 8 weeks.
No, but you know what? Some of the ones, the cabrito, I think it's like when they do it in
It's
in
just
Oriente.
it's done on the like a grill that's turning, a rotisserie.
That's cabrito, yeah.
That's cabrito. They put the pokers and they just stand it up
And it's
on the heat and they grill it by turning
It's
it.
a goat when it's opened up.
Yeah, it's actually grilled whole.
It's a whole goat. That's
And then
cabrito.
you can order it by quarters. You know, una riñonada is like the bottom half of the leg quarter that has the kidney on it. The top half doesn't have any
The
kidney, on
kidney
it.
or the or
La
the-
riñonada
oh,
es la
wow.
que tiene la kidney and stuff like that. But I don't like it. I know how to cook.
Broiled goat on the spit and open flames. That's what it
Yes.
is.
Yeah. You put it on that poker like that. You know, I love watching those Italians cooking on those big ass grills with a whole cow just rotating it. And that's how they eat that. But I mean,
Nice shirt, Angie. Somebody says.
somebody gave it to me. Ophelia did. It's got the 2 peacocks. Some of those peacocks have flown over here. And you know Ophelia's neighbor?
Angie, you should go watch Nona's on Netflix. That's somebody saying Nona's. Oh, that's the Italian
Oh, that's
movie.
that restaurant.
No, that's the new
It's
Italian.
about that restaurant.
Yeah, it's about the restaurant. Have you all ever been to a Brazilian restaurant? I've never.
No, but Brazilian restaurants are mostly about the meat. And they'll bring it to your table and slice it off of that thing. I've seen
I
the
think
shows.
there's one in McAllen. I think I heard there's one in McAllen, Texas.
And those are a lot about the meat. A lot of meat. And we can't even go to those type of restaurants where it's like pay for all you can eat. We have the I have the gastric bypass. I can't eat a whole bunch of stuff. I can eat it with my eyes, but I can't
Well, I'll
eat
tell
it.
you what. I went to that restaurant on Saturday, and I had leftovers because
Ophelia always has
I
leftovers.
was drinking my drink. My drink was really good. I wasn't even gonna leave my drink.
No.
I had 2 bites of my chicken fried
I wouldn't
chicken.
leave the drink neither.
Listen, I had 2 bites of my chicken fried chicken, a little bit of the baked potato, and a little bit of the mac and cheese. I brought it home, and guess who ate it? Pinche
It
Goyo.
disappeared and Ophelia didn't even see it. Go on.
Pinche Goyo. Yesterday I was looking for my plate.
Ophelia was looking for it, and I was in the living room at her house, and I was waiting for Goyito to come in. And as soon as Goyito came in, I kind of whispered to him, and I'm like, "Hey, watch out! She's on thunder right now with you." And he's like, "Why?" And I'm like, "You ate the food, didn't you?" He's like,
Yeah, so
"Yeah." So as soon as he walked in the kitchen, the first thing that came out of his mouth was, "I ate it for breakfast."
Yeah, he ate it on Sunday.
He
No,
was
he
like,
ate it. I brought it Sunday. He ate it on Monday morning.
he was like, "I'm not even gonna let her talk." He's like, "I ate it for breakfast."
I wanted my chicken fried chicken.
Goito opened up the refrigerator and saw a foam plate. He's like, "Microwave time." And I was cracking up.
Okay, so there is a Brazilian restaurant in McAllen, and somebody's gone. Oh, there's one in Irving, Texas also. They've gone twice. Wow.
It must be nice, but I don't think that I would eat the money's worth of carne. I don't. Do you?
I don't know.
I mean, I
I'm
don't
not
know how they
interested.
charge in those places,
I'm
but
not
I've seen
interested
them on.
because I don't know nothing about,
It's carne asada.
mine has to be well done, and I don't know if I'm gonna like it.
Yeah, it's like carne asada, and like,
We should go. These are la comis, and we should go. Hey, comis,
We
where are we
should.
gonna go Saturday?
but
Or
I always
don't
tell
anybody.
people, even people that like, if I was to order a steak, I don't want it walking. If that steak is walking, it's gonna walk back to the kitchen.
Hola, Maria Isabel.
And some people
Hola.
order stuff medium rare. To me, medium rare means that it still has red blood in the middle. No, it's gonna walk back to the kitchen. I want it gray or white
one in
or whatever.
Also. Wow.
But one thing that I love is when I go to Louisiana with Ophelia, I love ordering, and I don't care what casino we're at,
Saludos.
they always serve the best pork chops. They have the right timing on those things where you're gonna get a juicy pork chop every time.
And it's not gonna be dry. You know what? That's
it's
right.
not a dried out pork chop, and that's one of the reasons that I love ordering pork chops for breakfast when I go to those casinos. I remember last year we went to La Berge, and we actually went to their buffet, and they had pig feet, they had duck, was it last year or the year before?
About 2 years ago.
It was about 2 years ago. Yeah, and I loved it. I loved the fact that I could go to a buffet, and they had pig feet, duck, and all kinds of meats, because I always wanted to taste duck, but I'm not gonna buy a whole duck. They're expensive. So, and I'm not gonna eat my pets. My pets are pets. I have 4 geese right now up the wall. They want to put their head down and chase me in the backyard every time I go feed them. I'm like, you can't do that. I'm feeding you.
Oh, I was going to read what somebody said. Linda, do you mean the Brazilian steak place at the mall? I walked in and out with my family. I didn't know it was $55 per person.
Yeah, because it's all the meat that you can eat. It's not. That is something that you do on date night. It's not something that you're going to take everybody to. You and your spouse, you and your partner, you go to one of those places, and you're going to enjoy different types of meat, and they're bringing them to your table, and they're cutting them right there in front of you on the plate. And some of those places are all you can eat meat. If you're on the Atkins diet, that would be a best place to go, because all they're going to serve you mostly is meat, not condiments and side things for you to get filled up with. You're going to eat meat. And it's mostly grilled meat. It's not fried, it's not stuff like that. It's not even stewed, it's grilled meat. So maybe you should try to go, but just with you and your spouse. It will cost you $100 bill, but hey, you're only going to do it once. I tell everybody, I go to restaurants, and I've gone to restaurants all over the world, because I have gone all over the world. And you're going to go in there and you're going to try something that's on the menu, but if you don't like that, that's the last time you're going to go to that restaurant. I have done diner dashes in McAllen just based on my nose. If I walk in and the whole place smells like fish and that's not what I want to order, then why do I want to be smelling fish when I'm eating? No, I walk out. I've done diner dashes on just the smell of mops. If you go into a place that looks clean and you can smell a dirty mop, like they just didn't rinse the mop, I will walk out. I don't care if it looks clean. I'm going to constantly be smelling that smell. It's like, no.
Somebody says they cut the meat off the spit at your table. You tell them when to stop. So is that a buffet?
Yeah, it's like a buffet, and they come with different types of meat. So somebody like Goito that likes to eat meat, he should go there with Valde, because they like to eat that. Sirena. Because that's what they like to eat, and they will be able to taste different types of meat, because it's not just going to be beef. It might be, but I mean, I don't think it's just beef. But I've never been to one of those restaurants, and the only reason that I know that that's the kind of restaurants they are is because I see shows on TV.
So I'm not going to go to a Brazilian.
We don't even go to the Golden Corral anymore, because it's not worth our money. Because we're not going to eat 2 or 3 plates of food for the price that they're wanting to charge, because they have a whole salad bar, they have a whole deli with bread, and then they have a whole different type of foods.
You know
we're
what?
not going to eat all that.
I'll tell you what, the other day I wanted to share, like with my comadre. But when she ordered, she likes medium rare on a steak. I don't. I'm well done, so I can't even. But I don't even order steaks because I don't do steaks at the restaurants. So I couldn't share. And they want their own.
And I always complain about Ophelia when she goes to restaurants. It's like usually chicken fried chicken, or and me, if I'm gonna order, I like chicken fried steaks. But there's a difference between a chicken fried steak and a ribeye or a T-bone, or a New York strip. It's like those are meats that are not covered with anything except for the grill or whatever, and it's like no.
It is expensive. Everything is getting so expensive right now, and everything's getting smaller. Have you noticed that the milk, the creamers, they went down from 32 ounces to 28 ounces.
And you know how they're doing it to fool us? They're making the dip at the bottom of the can
No,
deeper.
but they had already done that a few years ago. Well, now the creamers are getting smaller, and the price is the same. Almost $4 for a creamer, but they're taking
And we drink cream. I think I go through one can a week and a half because of my coffee drinking. I don't use sugar anymore because I use the sweet Italian. What?
No, just.
I use the sweet Italian, and so I don't need sweetener. But I do go through 1.5 cans or one can in 1.5 weeks. So it's like, yeah, you go through a lot of cream when you're drinking coffee.
Look, Nadia says, Angie, I want to go to Las Vegas and eat a beef Wellington at Gordon Ramsay's Hell's Kitchen restaurant.
Beef Wellington. That's that one that's covered with that flaky bread covering and a lot of like a mushroom inside, a mushroom filling. That sounds good though. I've never tasted it. I've seen it done a couple of times on
Gordon
shows.
Ramsay's beef Wellington.
Oh, what did we eat when we were at in Vegas and we went to that one restaurant? We ate ribs, right? Crown beef rib roast. It was so good. What was the name of that restaurant, Ophelia?
I don't know.
Cesar, are you watching me? What was the name of that restaurant we went to? In Vegas, we went to a really nice restaurant and we had the best. It was a roast, a crown roast.
They have his recipe, Gordon Ramsay's beef Wellington recipe. How to make beef Wellington with mushroom duck sauce.
Yeah, it's a mushroom filling and the steak and the bread.
No, it's not the filling. It's outside. Look at this.
The duck sauce.
The carne is inside.
Yeah, but there's something in the middle of the carne. It's like
That's probably
mushrooms.
the mushroom.
Yeah.
And it looks like pan on the outside.
Yeah, it's bread. It's a flaky bread, like not like croissants.
But look
like,
at that carne. It looks raw.
like puffs. Yeah, because they like to make it medium rare.
Oh no! Ugh.
They're not gonna make a beef Wellington that's well done. So I mean, those are like the kinds of things that we don't like. We don't eat.
With pastry and mushroom confetti at Crown Room.
Yeah. And it's really it sounds like something that's awesome.
That's what it is, Nadia. I saw it. I had to go look for it. My cousin Google says everything. Es un chismoso.
Do y'all see this? Can't see this.
Dale para atrás, right there.
My table is filled with sage that's drying out right now. The other day, Belda was hanging around with Ophelia, and she passed by my house because I had told Anna that I would send her some with Belda whenever Belda came over here, so that she could do some sumerios to cleanse the energy.
Some brujerias?
Some sumerios. Yeah, no, that's not brujeria. You're just cleaning up the energy. Actually, I have a bunch back here from last year that I was wanting to burn out here. Just clear it all out. And Faye, I was listening to that 30-minute video that you sent me about how we're supposed to clear energy with faith and salt away from our house. And let me tell you that that lady was so on point about putting that salt in the front doorstep. I have heard it a lot of times over the years about putting salt with faith in your doorstep because it cleans the energy of whatever's coming through your door, and it stops bad energy at that point. Bad energy cannot enter your door if you put that salt in your front of your door as protection. I was hearing that, and it's like that's something that I have heard in a lot of different videos that I watch about the salt. And she was going on to other areas because there's like 5 areas of your house where you're supposed to put the. And I stopped the video, and then I had to go with Ophelia to
Don't
O'Reilly's.
even talk to me about that because that's work. But look at what Nadia says. Angie, the Costco in Far Texas, their landscaping at the parking lot has rosemary bushes.
Oh wow! Right now, my 2 rosemary bushes have gotten very big. I have some.
Somebody wrote that they had learned to make Wellington when they were 15 at a restaurant in Bourne called The Loft. And Scampi and escargot. Oof.
Escargot, nombre, I don't eat snails.
Well, that's gross to us, but there's people that like
I
it.
mean, there's people that will pay good money for snails, but it ain't gonna happen. That's like people that eat caviar. You're gonna eat fish eggs. Muy apenas quiero comerme los de gallina. Right now, Nadia, I have rosemary growing. I have rue growing, and I have basil growing. Es romero, ruda y I also have sage. So, what's that called in Spanish?
What? I don't know.
Basil. This is estafiate.
I thought you said it was laurel.
No, laurel son las little leaves.
Oh, those are bay leaves.
It'll come up.
Let me
But I have to guard those plants, girl. People will touch them, and those are sensitive plants. It's kind of hard. It's going to be hard for that Costco
Albahaca?
to grow rosemary
Albahaca?
the right way. Albahaca, yeah. I have albahaca. One plant
No R.
started growing in
No
the
R,
pot.
just albahaca.
Albahaca. I have it growing in a pot. It started growing by itself because last year I had a couple of plants that threw seeds. And this one started growing in that pot, but I don't have it on the ground. And I had it last year on the ground. So maybe some seeds fell in there. And that's the only plant of albahaca I have, but it took years for me to get it back. I had Kevin, my cousin Kevin had a girlfriend, and it was like she started picking on one of my plants of albahaca because she was saying that it was for good luck, and she would come over here on purpose and pick my plant to go to the maquinitas and play. And I'm like, you done killed my plant. And it took years for me to get it back.
Do you have something called epazote?
No, I have not grown epazote here. I would love to do it because it is part of the Hispanic herbs that they use for cooking. And there's some places that will not give you a plate if they don't have the epazote to cook it in.
Let me see.
It's used for beans. It's used for different types of sauces, and mostly like over in Oaxaca and stuff. But epazote is used for cooking as a spice.
It translates to goose foot, skunk weed, or worm seed, or Mexican tea. Wow.
But they use it for cooking, yeah.
Yeah,
And
they
it
do.
gives foods a certain type of flavor, and without it, their signature dish would just not be what it is. So they will rather not give you that dish if they don't have it.
Verdolagas are a weed, a Mexican weed, and they're a weed, a field weed, verdolaga, and they do eat it. They do cook it with spices and stuff.
I have dandelions that grow here, and I also have that one that, oh, I hate it. I hate that plant. Every time you touch it, it numbs all your hand. Anything that touches that plant, oh, what is it called? And I always try to kill it because it's like, oh my gosh, I don't need something stinging me when I'm pulling weeds and stuff, and it's right there, and it likes to take over.
Dandelions are also edible. How long have you been on, Angie? I gotta go.
A lot.
I'm gonna have to go.
We're gonna let y'all go. We weren't supposed to be this long, but it's been a nice afternoon with you guys. It's kind of nice to be out here every once in a while. Although there's not that much wind right now, so it's kind of like
it is getting
it's getting hotter.
yucky.
So we'll see y'all. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you guys. Thank you for being here.
Let me move it.